Beautiful Hassell officers, please come on in. All right, good evening ladies and gentlemen. I've got this very long list to get through. Welcome to the NAB Private Wealth Emerging Art Award. My name is Sebastian Goldspink. I am the curator of said award. Before we commence tonight, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land and waters in which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay my respects to their elders, both past and present. Always here, always will be. Thank you. On behalf of everyone at Art Month, I'd like to thank you all for coming along tonight, which is a fantastic display of amazing emerging art. And thank you so much for coming down. There's some people that I want to thank just up front, in principle our sponsors. So NAB Private Wealth, Hassell for having us at their place, 10 Group, the City of Sydney, Grace Fine Arts, and Lisa McGuigan Wines. I'd also very much like to thank the judges for the award, Dr. Daniel Moody Cunningham, the Senior Curator at Art Bank, Barry Cordulis, the CEO of Art Fairs Australia, and Claire Marshall, the NAB Art Curator. Maybe can we give them a little pre-applause? All right, so we've got a couple of people to hear from before we get to the business end of the night, the announcement. But I'd like to start off by introducing Jared Corcoran, who is the CEO of Hassell. And thank you very much, Jared, for having us at your place. Cheers.
Thank you, Sebastian. The first thing I'd like to tell people is if you're about to read a few words, don't tread on your own reading glasses. Just before you're about to read. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of everyone at Hassell, I'm clearly delighted that you could join us tonight, and I'm pleased to welcome you to our Sydney studio. Hassell's proud to be supporting Art Month and the inaugural NAB Private Wealth Emerging Artist Award, the next generation of creativity. I'm also keen to add my thanks and those of Hassell to those voiced by Sebastian already, and in particular the people supporting this event and Art Month more broadly. From a personal point of view and that of Hassell, I'd also in particular like to take this opportunity to congratulate the very talented finalists. For those of you that don't know Hassell, we're a leading international design firm with studios across Australia, Asia, China and Europe, clearly with a strong presence here in Sydney. We created this studio and our others around the world to inspire us to be both innovative and collaborative and to be able to create truly great work. As a firm, we're committed to unlocking value for our clients, whether it's economic, social or cultural, through having great design talent and a clear design process. We also develop these studios as a place for engagement and collaboration with other designers, creative individuals, organisations and other creative industries, but most importantly, to engage with our clients. A small thank you to add to those given by Sebastian to MPA Projects, who helped prepare the studio space for the artwork and installations. So in order to keep this short, please enjoy the evening, take a drink and a little piece of the large amount of cheese that's over to the left, enjoy the wonderful artwork and the bright future that I think faces these artists. Thank you very much indeed.
And thank you very much, Gerard. I was just talking to Gerard before, and you'll notice that there's still a few people up the top working, and literally he said if they keep working and don't come down for a drink, he will fire them. So you might actually see that happen. Okay, on to our next speaker. I'd like to take a moment to introduce Lee O'Neill, who's the General Manager of NAB Private Wealth Victoria. Hi, Lee.
I wish I could say this was my place. Sadly, it's not. So I'm delighted to join you this evening for the official opening of the inaugural NAB Private Wealth Emerging Artist exhibition and the announcement of the $10,000 Acquisitive Art Prize. Now, I'm sure those artists will be desperately waiting for me to finish this piece of paper, but I've been handed this piece of paper by our marketing team, and anyone who has a marketing team will know I need to read this piece of paper. The award reflects NAB Private Wealth and Art Month Sydney's commitment to nurturing the next generation of artistic talent. Now, on a very personal note, and for any of you that will know me in this room, I'm really honoured to be presenting this award. I'm proud to work for an organisation that, like me, is passionate about the role of arts in society and understands the value in the relationship between the artistic community and the corporate world in which many of us in this room operate. In looking at these contemporary artworks on display this evening, I am struck by how accountable these artists are to their own ideas. Bringing ideas into a corporate environment and putting them to work in innovating our business and improving our customer relationships, we are often sidetracked by the need to fit them into the business environment in which we operate. In contrast, I'm struck by how contemporary artists remain accountable to their ideas, bringing their sometimes raw work directly to us and being a mirror for a time and a place. I'm confident in years to come we'll be looking back on these artworks far more than we're looking back on balance sheets. So my ask of each of you in this room is to consider how you too can remain accountable to your ideas, regardless of which of these worlds you operate in. So, the award. The Emerging Artist Award was judged over a 3-stage process from February to September. From some 300 entries, 20 finalist artists were selected by the judges. These artists participated in a new Art Month networking event 2020. 20 unrepresented artists were given the opportunity to meet 20 of Sydney's top gallerists. 8 finalists were selected to participate in the finalist exhibition here, which is open to the public, it says in my list, but I don't think it is. So we'll confirm that from Thursday the 11th to Saturday the 20th of September. It is. Okay, it is. Bring your friends, come see it again.
There's a lot of cheese.
Our cheese is going to keep us going until Saturday the 20th of September. The finalists for the 2014 award are Tali Arnott, Julian Day, Mike Hewson, Katie Lee, Lisa Samet, Camille Cerisier, Bridget Walker and Jason Wing. And as we mentioned before, our judges are drawn from a highly respected industry panel, including Barry Kaludis, CEO of Art Fairs Australia, Daniel Moody Cunningham, Senior Curator of Art Bank, and Claire Marshall, our own art curator at NAB. It is no secret that NAB Private Wealth is passionate about contemporary art. In addition to our sponsorship of this important new award, this year also marks our 5th year as the principal sponsor of Art Month. So we're very excited about adding this award-winning artwork to the NAB collection. And I'm going to pass over to Barry, who's going to announce the winner.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land and particularly the water that we gather on this evening. And I'd also like to acknowledge and thank, of course, the artists without whom none of us would be here. I'd also like to thank my fellow judges, of course, Daniel and Claire, and also Sebastian and Paul from Art Month and their team for all the hard work that they've done. And I think it's worth acknowledging as well the National Australia Bank and particularly its private wealth section for their boldness really and their integrity. It's easy to think that supporting an Emerging Artists Award is part of an unhealthy obsession with youth, which is an accusation, of course, that's aimed at our society in general, but particularly the art world. But in an ever-changing world, it's kind of important, and particularly where the path of the artist is not well trod and usually not a cakewalk, it's important to remind and show young aspirants that they have support for and acknowledgement of their hard work. Also, it's worth remembering, I think, that the artworks that we think of as masterpieces today were in their time cutting edge, perhaps shocking and revolutionary. So I think NAB and its top brass, Lee, and their curator, and I think also their top brass for supporting their curator, have to be thanked for sticking their head out far beyond landscape painting and investing in art by artists who will make the masterpieces of today and the masterpieces of tomorrow. Judging an art prize is never easy for me because I had never made a goddamn thing. That's not entirely true. I did make a mosaic coffee table in 5th class, and Claire, it's still available. So I actually really appreciate those who are brave enough, really, to put themselves out there and make things that come from the heart and the mind. So I think I can speak for my fellow judges in that it wasn't easy because all of the finalists have been very creative, but tonight there can only be one winner, and that is Tully Arnott.
Yeah, just thanks everyone for coming. Thanks to Art Month for the support and the amazing 2020 program. Thanks to Hassell and to NAB, and mostly thanks to my parents, Kim and Charles, for supporting me and believing in me throughout this. That's it, thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote. Thanks so much for coming down. Enjoy. We don't have a lot of cheese, so if everyone could be sparing in their eating of the cheese, the drinking of the beautiful wines. Thanks a lot for coming down and celebrating. And really, once again, emerging art is the winner. Thank you. Cheers.